anytime you get a W, it's exciting. I thought the defense, special teams did an outstanding job. Really excited for our players in that regards. As far as the offense goes, it is frustrating. We come out, we had 8 drops on the day, and teams have had some success throwing against Sac State, and we weren't able to get the job done.
Well, I just was so pleased to see them have the success they had. They played hard. They played with great energy throughout the whole football game, and we had talked about trying to make a difference as a defense in terms of getting that ball taken away. It's always been a priority of ours, and we lacked it the week before, and so we just made it a mission to go out there and try to make something happen, and the guys responded very well. It was a great team effort. It's exciting to see the seniors have that kind of success. You really look at a football team a lot of times, and your best football teams, your seniors are playing their best football. And that should be a natural progression that you'd like to see. Each year they get a little bit better, they get a little bit more confident, they become more playmakers, and obviously each of these situations presented themselves, and it happened to be a senior that stepped into that role and did a great job for us in most occasions. So it's fun to see. We hope the seniors continue to lead by their example, on and off the field, but we're okay if freshmen make big plays too.
It's been a strange dynamic the way that this season's unfolded so far. I think one thing that is a positive is no one's pointing fingers right now, and they're staying together. It was really neat to see and to hear the stories of the way that the team was rooting each other on at the end of that game, and the way that the defense was able to prevail. So that's the goal, is to play all 3 units to come together as one, and that's our job as coaches, to go back now over this bye week and to find out through our own studies, what it is that we have been really successful with, what it is that we haven't been successful with, and then scrap it and go with what we know is our team does well. And I think that after we do that, I think it'll start to come together and we will be able to play as one. The first thing is we're going to have a chance to get some guys healthy. Not just the guys that have been out, but the guys that have been playing. It's a good opportunity to allow their bodies to recover to where we can be fresh, both mentally and physically, coming off of the bye, heading into UC Davis. We have some players that have been progressing throughout the course of this season that haven't had a lot of playing time that we feel are starting to push some of those starters on our side of the ball, and I think that it's going to be a good opportunity for them to make some more strides over these next 2 weeks. So we're excited about seeing what comes about from our players as far as a competitive standpoint within, and to see what type of progress we can make coming out on against UC Davis at home.
Well, number one, we want to get healthy. As an entire football team, this bye comes at a great time for us, I think, from the health standpoint, physically. And I think mentally, too, it's great coming off a win, and it gives us a chance to go back and reevaluate some things. But I think first and foremost, the next couple of days, we want to get back to some fundamental skills, some things we still need to clean up in terms of our technique, position by position, and even within the scheme, a couple of little things that I think we have to execute a little bit better than we're doing right now to really get us playing at the level we want to play.
I think anytime you have depth, and that competition, it's gonna rise the level of your play. Darius and Cartagena, watching the way those two interacted this game, that was a big positive for me. We're starting to eliminate the I type of attitude. It's all about me, and you could see when one back was up, they were encouraging each other, and then it was the next back's turn, and they were right there. Whereas even 3 weeks ago, I don't know if we had that at that position. And those are the things that I'm excited about, is that they're truly starting to, root for each other, and they're here for each other, instead of just, why aren't I getting the play, or why aren't I getting the reps? And I think those types of things that you notice throughout the course of a season, if you have that taking place, generally it leads to better results in the long run. And that's what we're going to focus on our side of the football. and then we'll be able to go from there. But yeah, it's, I haven't thought twice about Darius or Cartagena. It's tough when you lose two good backs at any time. We're just fortunate to have four good players at that position, and look forward to getting whoever we have back ready to roll.
Well, we asked Taylor to do a lot of things. He plays our safety position. Sometimes he'll come in and play a will dime position for us. But he's a smart football player. He understands what we're doing. His experience last year is just really coming to the forefront this year because he's so confident. He understands what we're doing. He's got a great mentality out there. He flies around. He's a guy that will never take a play off. He's got great toughness to him. It's exciting to see how well he's playing.
Did you see growth from Jacob Nipp from his first start to this start and how he ran the offense?
I really did, and I thought that he had more of a challenge this week as far as just some of the things that Sac State did. Not so much just being able to line up and go. He did a great job recognizing the defense. He was on point with where he was throwing the football. He missed one early throw that could have gave us a chance to score. We still got a completion out of it, but we had Wesley, which is our first read down that sideline, to have a chance to hit him early. We took the underneath route. Our strike point was off a little bit. Those drops, there was a couple that were right in the pocket that we want him to hit. Then there was a couple that were tougher catches to make. Still hit the body of the wide outs or tight ends, but and we need to make those plays. But that's when you see a quarterback as young as he is staying in the pocket and delivering the football, and he's not taking sacks in the pocket. We got to get him when he gets out of the pocket to throw it away if he doesn't have the throw. But what I like to see is he's not afraid of stepping into a throw and delivering it. So those tough respect hits is what I call them, and you don't see that out of a freshman, and it's a positive. So I'm excited about the direction he's headed in, and now we just gotta bring that together. And it is, we do have a lot of new faces. That chemistry, we're still meshing, and we're learning what Nipp's anticipating in the receivers, and we got a lot of younger receivers playing and like young tight ends. So that chemistry, I think, is getting better by the day. But we gotta, the time is now. We got to get this thing together before we hit UC Davis, and I think we will.
I know this, that they're a well-coached football team. They're a two-back attack offense for the most part. Their quarterback is a veteran guy who we saw last year, and I thought was a very solid player, a good football player, and so I'm sure he's made that progression to a even higher level this year. We expect a great test. They're a well-coached, well-disciplined football team, and they play with a lot of toughness, and so it's going to be a challenging football game like all our games are.